Missionary. What do you think about when you hear that word, missionary? Someone with old-fashioned ideas? Some mysterious person set apart from real life? Some religious fanatic bringing the word of God to faithless masses in different lands? Hi, I'm Jenny Chapman. I served as a missionary with Global Ministries of the Christian Church Disciples of Christ and the United Church of Christ. And I'm here to tell you that working as a missionary is none of those things. It is a dynamic, life-changing opportunity where you enter into partnerships with amazing people and their day-to-day struggles, where you respond to their concerns and share the gifts God has given to you with their gifts in order to improve the quality of life, sometimes in communities where there are desperate needs. But mostly, it is an opportunity to experience what I call God's surprise. I served as a Global Ministries intern in the Philippines, the country of my birth, a country I left when I was 8 years old. The experience enabled me to be immersed in another culture, to grow in my understanding of different realities around the world, and to learn about myself from the people, especially the young people with whom I came into contact. But that is just my story. Others serve in ministries of community development, disaster response, education, empowerment of women, healthcare, preaching, refugee assistance, and leadership development. So I invite you to come with me to see what being a missionary is in the 21st century. William and Veronica Kyle are missionaries working with the United Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, one of our partner churches in the Caribbean. Often seen only as a tourist destination, the Kyles work in a Jamaica far from the luxury hotels, where cultural diversity abounds, where poverty is widespread, and hunger for hope is great.
This has been one of the most life-changing, most rewarding experiences I've ever gone through. It is something about giving yourself permission to step away from the familiar, to really find out who you really are, and more importantly, who we really are in relationship to the rest of the world. How humanly connected we all are, how spiritually connected we all are. We make race matter, we make class matter, we make gender matter. God doesn't. And when we begin to see the world from the eyes of Christ, who came to really try to unite us, we really realize how connected we really are, how similar we are. I am a better person for having this experience, truly.
Some of us feel indebted for the fact to God for all that we have, and because one of the biggest words that I've been using in my vocabulary since being a missionary has been perspective. It's given me a perspective that overrides a lot of my years and a lot of my ignorance. Being in Jamaica has helped me appreciate the fact that I don't need as much stuff as I thought I needed all those years, and to see how people are able to get on, to get by with so little. I guess a lot of the part of being a missionary is being able to have people even look at you in a different perspective. They sometimes carry a little bit too much respect for me as a minister and want to put me on a pedestal, and everything I say is law. But at the same time, I'm finding how great it is to allow myself to knock down those pedestals and let people understand just how pastors, just like themselves, are just individual people to be used by God. And the more I get a chance to share with them that they have just as much of a ministry as I do, they begin to realize that they too have a mission. We're all missionaries in some way or respect.
In the country of Lesotho in southern Africa, David Owen is project officer for the Lesotho Evangelical Church. Traveling throughout the country, David provides administrative and logistical support for educators, healthcare workers, and clergy who engage in a wide range of services in communities throughout the country.
Being a missionary was something that I have been interested in for a long time. My parents were missionaries in Congo, and I knew a lot of family friends that were also missionaries, and it was an area that excited me, that the energy of the church here, it's a type of ministry that gives me a lot of energy. I probably receive more than I get. I work with the different institutions of the church on various projects, and it's something that encourages me to be involved with people in communities, in very remote areas, on all kinds of levels, and see all kinds of things that I wouldn't have thought I'd be able to do.
After service as an assistant pastor in the U.S., Susan Balaket accepted an assignment as chaplain at Inanda Seminary, a boarding school for girls near Durban, South Africa. Working as a minister for the United Congregational Church of Southern Africa, Susan welcomes the challenge of making a difference in the lives of the young women at the school. Her interest in being a missionary was fostered during several overseas experiences while she was a seminary student, and she credits those opportunities for opening up her world and her worldview.
Being a missionary is not really about giving of yourself. It's more about your own self-growth and changing because of being in such a different environment. I find that I get more than I give. I think I lived a fairly sheltered life when I was growing up, and through those experiences I grew as a person, and I grew in my knowledge and information of other people in the world. Being here, every day is new, every day is different. Every day I learn something new, not only about a different people and culture, but about myself and who I am and where I stand. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, my soul.
Not ready to make a lifelong commitment? Global Ministries has a program that allows young people to experience work as a missionary for a limited time. This is what I did, and it is also what Victor Leggett has done. Victor finds that he can combine his two loves, music and teaching, in his mission work, thereby redefining his perception of what a missionary is. Victor is also at Inanda Seminary.
One fulfillment is definitely with music. The mixture of a different type of music with culture is very fascinating to me. When we have chapel here in the morning, as I said, we also sing hymns that are sang in the United States as well, but here they sing Zulu hymns, their own cultural hymns. And I get a taste of a different culture during that time. Which I would not hear anywhere else, and I find that just remarkable, yeah, amazing. The longer I stay, the more of an impact that it has on me.
Serving as a math teacher in rural Lesotho, Mark Bailey finds a way to use his expertise in mathematics as a central element in his mission work.
The desire to become a missionary really is a sense of calling. I believe everybody has gifts that are given by God for some purpose and some use in His service. And I started to reflect on my own and saw the opportunity through our mission board about teaching in Africa. And I started to think about the fact that I did have a math major in college. I wanted to do something related to the church. A person who wants to become a missionary overseas should make sure they're flexible, be able to adapt, and be able to take an interest in and try to participate in the life and the culture of the people.